It dawned on me the other day that some people don't recognize you can get better at processing emotions. In fact, this should be on your mind every day. The better you are at being able to process your emotions, the more you are able to be satisfied with and enjoy your life. Now, you might have a level of success and of overall satisfaction that's like kind of good enough. Maybe you're not depressed or anything, but life feels okay. But you can be in love with being alive, and I'm willing to bet that you would be if you were better at processing your emotions. And like I said, it dawned on me that this isn't even something that most people have at the forefront of their mind. And this isn't something I think about all day, every day. But whenever emotions arise, I'm thinking about how this is an opportunity to get better at processing my emotions. And I'm approaching my emotions in that way. If frustration arises, if anger arises, if desire for some stimulation, like taking my phone out of my pocket to go on Instagram or wanting to eat some junk food arises, these are all opportunities for us to create a better relationship with our emotions themselves and get better at processing them. So, what does it mean to process an emotion? Well, you can't process an emotion without firstly being aware that it's there. Most of the time, our emotions are very subconscious and we just sort of let them run the show. Most people's lives are completely dictated by their emotional states in a way that they don't even recognize. It's all behind the curtain, it's all a subconscious process. They have a desire for something, they act upon it. They get angry at something, they let that affect them, they yell at it. They don't inquire into the anger itself, the nature of it. They get bored, they find something to distract themselves with. And it's all under the surface. So we have to address that at step one. Become more aware of your emotions. And awareness alone, you're already halfway there. Being aware that anger arises as it's building is going to help you to respond to it rather than to react to it emotionally, rather than to have an outward expression and manifestation of that anger. When we choose to respond to it consciously, feel it fully, and ask ourselves why it's there in the first place, why we're angry, what we're displeased with that's bringing about that anger, we move towards mindful responding and we're being more solution oriented now. You can choose to communicate in a healthy way that you're feeling angry and you just need a second. This is an example of having a healthier relationship with emotion, in this case, anger. But the framework is there for all the emotions. Anytime you feel an emotion that feels unpleasant in your body mind, I'm calling it a body mind because the way that emotions affect us, sure, they're in our minds, but they also are able to be felt in our bodies most of the time. Nervousness, right, in our stomach, that's a very popular one. So when you feel these emotions arise, becoming aware of them in any case is going to help you to respond consciously to them. Now, how do we become more aware of our emotions so that we don't let them just subconsciously dictate our entire life, our career, the nature of our relationships, the nature of what we spend our time doing? How do we become more conscious of them? Because it's pretty difficult. They're constantly streaming through us all day long, sometimes in a low amplitude, sometimes in a higher amplitude. Guys, meditation, and I've been saying this almost for a decade now, meditation is your best friend. Meditation auto-corrects so many problems in your life simply by giving you the gift of deeper awareness. When you spend time rehearsing the act of watching your thoughts go by, trying to keep a focus on one thing, right? In this case, your breath. But the thoughts are going to come by and you're simply watching them go by for a duration of time. That's the only task you're doing. Notice when they arise and return to your breath. You are in this role of the observer now. You're not identified with your mind. You stop believing that it's you having all of those thoughts and you start recognizing the real you in there is the one watching the thoughts. You come into this observer state, this state of deeper awareness for a duration of time every day, maybe 20, 30 minutes. If that sounds intimidating and you're new to this, you can even start with 10. And now you're getting into this habit of being able to catch those intense feelings when they arise. And you're going to be able to recognize them in your mind, in your body. So if you haven't done this already, please integrate a meditation practice into your life. It is going to help you tenfold. You're going to be more aware of your emotions. You're going to be more aware of your self-deceptions. Awareness alone is so important. But specifically in this context, we'll leave it at emotions today. It's going to be so helpful. And doesn't being in charge of your own life, being able to consciously decide how you act on your emotional impulses, doesn't that sound like it's a hack, it's a cheat code for being able to be more joyous, more authentic, more productive in your life? I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel where I'll talk about following your passions. And it struck me at a very young age that a lot of people don't give a shit about what they do. They kind of just walk to the beaten path because emotionally that was comfortable for them to do so, rather than making a conscious choice and slowing down and taking a time for reflection, which meditation will also help you with, coming to know yourself more, know your more authentic desires. A lot of people just kind of flew by the seat of their pants and gave into certain emotional states and emotional impulses of what felt safest. Okay, this is another way that becoming more aware of our emotions and being able to process our emotions is going to give us so much of a better life, because we're not going to let simply doing what feels safe dictate our course of action. We have become so much less resilient than we used to be, and we tend to always seek comfort and security in ways that kill our potential. I'll give you an example of this. I am a jiu-jitsu instructor and practitioner, and there was a tournament this past weekend with $500 of prize money on the line for the winner. And before I signed up, I saw there was a Brazilian national champion in my bracket competing for the prize money. And I almost didn't sign up. I said, oh, okay, that guy's really good. Like, I know that it's a long shot that I'll beat him. And then I said to myself, wait a second, who is that talking? That's not me. That's fear. I know I can beat this guy. Sure, maybe he has more accolades than me, but that doesn't mean that I can't beat him. I want to develop in jiu-jitsu and have this as a part of my career. This is a great opportunity to go and get a big win and get some prize money for it. I competed, I ended up losing, but the match was a lot closer than that version of me that was scared to even fight him thought it would be. And it taught me an important lesson. It taught me that I am at that level and I belong competing against the best of the best. Imagine if I had let fear dictate that I wasn't going to go to that tournament. I would have missed out on that great opportunity. All right, guys, last way that being able to process your emotions is going to really, really benefit your life is the fact that if you're tired, if you're a high output person, or even if you're not, and you just feel tired all the time, not being able to process negative feeling emotions taxes the hell out of our frontal lobe. And that's the same part of our brain that's responsible for decision making, for most of our cognitive functions and operations. And if that's taxed, we're going to feel drained and tired all the time. So making sure that we're good at processing those emotions and not letting them linger is going to give us more energy long term. All right. I hope this video inspired you to get better at processing your emotions. If you would like some more help with that, feel free to book a free call using the link in the description below with me. There's also a link to a free life audit workbook, very good tool. I personally use it and it helps me reflect on what I want to change in my life, what I'm doing right, and just overall my goals and my ambitions. Great tool. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.